Start with roll call.
Mr. Cox?
Here.
Mr. Crompton?
Here.
Mr. Heath?
Here.
Mr. Perez?
Here.
Ms. Rohr?
Here.
Mr. Rosellis?
Here.
Mr. Wunderlich?
Here.
Mr. Dillon?
Here. Next, is any questions on the minutes from anyone? We have a motion for approval of the minutes.
So moved.
Second. Roll call.
Mr. Crompton?
Aye.
Mr. Heath?
Aye.
Mr. Perez?
Here.
Ms. Rohr?
Abstain.
Mr. Rosellis?
Aye.
Mr. Wunderlich?
Aye.
Mr. Cox?
Aye.
Mr. Dillon?
Aye.
Next order of business is citizens to be heard on agenda items. This section is for anyone wanting to speak regarding items listed on the agenda. Please be aware that we also allow you to speak when the case is called, but if there's anybody that would want to speak on an agenda item now, they can do so for 4 minutes. Seeing none, we can move on to old business, public hearing. First item under that is A722, the annexation of 2618 South Chicago Street, classification I-1 zoning, and approval of an annexation agreement. This one has been tabled for a number of months, and they are asking for this now to be pushed back to, as far as June of 2023, June 15th, 2023 specifically. So staff supports that request.
Can I get a motion to table A-7-22 to June 15th?
Motion.
2023.
Motion.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Heath?
Aye.
Mr. Perez?
Aye.
Ms. Rohr?
Aye.
Mr. Rosellis?
Aye.
Mr. Wunderlich?
Aye.
Mr. Cox?
Aye.
Mr. Crompton?
Aye.
Mr. Dillon?
Aye.
Next order of business is under old business for public hearing is P922, FP722. And then we have a new business that is tagged onto that V522. So P922 is preliminary plat of Mound Road subdivision. FP722 is final plat of Mound Road subdivision. And V522 is the vacation of small portions of Mound Road and Humboldt Road right away. Under general information, the applicant owners are Timber Hill Group LLC. Status of the applicant is property owners. Requested action, approval of a preliminary plat and final plat of subdivision and vacations of public rights of way. Purpose is to allow a 3-lot industrial subdivision. Location is the southwest corner of Mound Road and Humboldt Road. Subdivision size is 19.022 acres. Existing land use is undeveloped. Right-of-way vacation size is approximately 0.669 acres. Existing right-of-way land use is undeveloped land. Existing zoning is I-1 light industrial. Surrounding land use and zoning to the north is vacant land and truck terminal B3. South is CSX Railroad line, unincorporated Will County. To the east is warehouse I-2. And to the west is industrial storage yard I-1. Under cited history, the city council approved a special use permit to allow development of a truck and travel fueling center at this location at their October 19th, 2021 meeting. Special information, Timber Hill Group, the owner and developer, seek these approvals so that they can move forward with a 3-lot subdivision at the southwest corner of Mound Road and Humboldt Road. Current land use plan for the 3-lot Mound Road subdivision includes Lot 1 as a future industrial development on approximately 10 acres. Lot 2 is a truck and travel fueling center on 6.2 acres. Lot 3, excuse me, is stormwater detention on 2.6 acres approximately. The intended operator of the fueling center is Quick Trip. The proposed preliminary plat and final plat of subdivision is attached to the staff report. This plat shows the proposed site design at this time for Lot 2. The proposed subdivision also includes approximately 1 acre of land dedicated for Mound Road. The acreage of the proposed subdivision incorporates .669 acres of public right-of-way along Mound Road and Humboldt Road that are proposed to be vacated as part of this overall development request. Public Works is in support of this request because these small portions of right-of-way are not needed, and absorption of these small portions into overall subdivision will allow the alignment of the property lines to be more consistent. Public Works and Utilities departments do not have utilities in the areas subject to the vacation request. NICOR and ComEd have reported that they do not have utilities in the areas subject to the vacation request either. As of the writing of the staff report, there have been no other objections from any other utility companies to the vacation requests. Future development would require a connection to city water and sewer. In addition, public improvements, landscaping, screening, paving, curbing, site lighting, and adherence to the city's non-residential design standards will be required as per city ordinances. Sewer and water connection fees and developer impact fees will also be required for the future development, and that concludes our staff report.
Thank you, Jim. Do we have the petitioner on hand?
Want to come up to the podium?
You swear to tell the testimony you're about to say is correct?
I do.
Do you have anything you'd like to add to all this?
I don't. That was a pretty, it was a good review of the project, and I'm Connor Harmon, by the way. I'm Associate Director, Timber Hill Group. I don't have anything to add other than we'll adhere to all codes and requirements that you guys require us to do so, and it's been great working with staff for these few months. So I'm willing to answer any questions you guys have.
Any questions from any commissioners? Any comments from the public? Seeing none, can I get a motion for P-9-22 and FP-7-22?
And also V522. That's the vacation from new business that also was included in this.
The business is included which one?
V522 for the vacations of those portions of Mound Road and Humboldt Road.
It's connected to this? Okay.
It is, yes.
P-522 also.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Perez.
Aye.
Ms. Rohr.
Aye.
Mr. Brusinellis.
Aye.
Mr. Wonderlich.
Aye.
Mr. Cox.
Aye.
Mr. Crompton.
Aye.
Mr. Heath.
Aye.
Mr. Dillon.
Aye.
Now we'll go to City Council with recommendation for approval on those 3 items at January 17th meeting. Next item under, we have no items under old business. Next item under new business for public hearing is P-1022, preliminary plat of Bravo second subdivision, a minor subdivision. Under general information, the applicant is Joliet Acquisition Group LLC. The status of the applicant is the owner. Requested action is approval of a preliminary plat. Purpose is to reconfigure lot lines within an existing commercial subdivision. Existing zoning is RB restricted business and R2 single family residential. Location is 2000 Glenwood Avenue and 310 North Hames Avenue. Size is 3.74 acres. Existing land use is medical/professional offices. Surrounding land use and zoning is to the north, R1 single family residential and residential use. To the south is RB restricted business with medical offices. East is R2 single family residential, and there's a utility right away. To the west is RB restricted business and R2 single family residential, and that's a medical clinic and offices. Under site history, the original 2-lot Bravo subdivision was approved and recorded in 1977. At that time, Lot 1 contained a medical clinic and Lot 2 was undeveloped. Currently, each lot contains a medical building and accessory surface parking. The existing zoning is RB restricted business and R2 single family residential zoning on the north 130 feet of the subdivision. In 2014, the zoning board approved a variation to reduce the required off-street parking for each medical building from 84 spaces to 24 spaces for 310 Hames Avenue, from 175 to 87 spaces for 2000 Glenwood Avenue. 2019, the City Council approved a special use permit and variation of use to permit a massage therapy business in the building at 310 North Hames Avenue. Under special information, the petitioner and owner of the site, Joliet Acquisition Group LLC, wishes to reconfigure the interior lot line between Lot 1 and Lot 2 so that each lot contains an access driveway. The petitioner purchased the properties together approximately 8 years ago. They now plan to sell the property at 2000 Glenwood and would like each lot to have its own ingress-egress to ensure future access and to clarify responsibility for maintenance and repairs of the property. No additional development is planned for either lot. The existing interior lot line between lots 1 and 2 is located near the north side of 310 Hames Building. The proposed lot line is located near the south side of the 2000 Glenwood Building, so that Lot 2 includes the southern driveway entrance off Hames Avenue and the 29 parking spaces located to the east of the Hames Building. An access easement will be provided to grant access to Lot 1 from the Hames Avenue entrance. And that concludes our staff report.
Thank you, Jim. Do we have the petitioner on hand? Swear the testimony about to give is truthful.
I do.
Everything
Tom
like
Skolak,
that.
I'm the Chief Financial Officer for Joliet Acquisition Group.
Are there any questions from any commissioners?
I have one. When moving the lot line, are you gonna install any curb lines or anything, or just?
No. It's just simply to align the access, the ingress and egress for both lots.
Thank you.
This won't affect any access or egress for fire department trucks or anything.
No,
I don't
they're
think it
not,
should.
they're
No,
not changing.
There's no reconfiguration
any
of the properties at all.
reconfiguration.
Okay, any other questions? Any comments or questions from the public? Seeing none, can I get a motion for approval for P-10-22?
So moved. Second.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Rohr? Aye. Mr. Roosnellis?
Aye.
Mr. Wonderlich?
Aye.
Mr. Cox?
Aye.
Mr. Crompton?
Aye.
Mr. Heath?
Aye.
Mr. Perez?
Aye.
Mr. Dillon?
Aye.
So we did, excuse me, V522 already.
Thank you.
We can move on under new business to PUD 222. And that is the final plan unit development for Rock Run Crossings multifamily subdivision. Under general information, the applicant, Cullinan Joliet LLC. Status of the applicant is the owner. The requested action is approval of a final plan unit development plat for Rock Run Crossings multifamily subdivision. Purpose is to allow for a one-lot multifamily residential development within a three-lot subdivision. Existing zoning is B2 Central Business District. This is east of Rock Run Crossings Drive and Gateway Boulevard. The size is 82.93 acres, and the existing land use is currently undeveloped. Surrounding land use and zoning to the north is agricultural and a natural gas pipeline, and that's County A1 agricultural. To the south is undeveloped I-1 light industrial. To the east is single-family residential woodlands. County R2 single-family residence, R1 single-family residential, I-1 light industrial. And to the west is undeveloped B2 central business district. Under site history, the preliminary PUD plat and special use permit to allow a multifamily use in a B2 general business, in a B2 central business zoning district confined to Lot 1 of the preliminary PUD plat was approved by the mayor and city council on November 1st, 2022. Under special information, the petitioner is requesting approval of the final PUD plat of the Rock Run Crossings multifamily subdivision. Proposed lot layout matches the preliminary PUD plat that was approved by the mayor and city council in November. Final PUD plat varies slightly from the preliminary PUD plat that was recommended for approval by the Plan Commission in September of 2022. The detention area along the east side of the development has been incorporated into Lot 3. This area contains a stormwater detention, public utility, and drainage easement. Therefore, no residential or commercial development will occur within the easement area. In addition, the proposed multifamily residential build-out on the final PUD plat contains fewer units than the preliminary PUD plat that the Plan Commission recommended for approval in September. The subject final PUD plat contains just 570 multifamily residential units, all located on Lot 1 of the development, instead of 760 multifamily residential units spread over lots 1 and 2. The associated special use permit was also revised to only allow multifamily residential development on Lot 1. Any future multifamily residential development that may be pursued on lots 2 and 3 would require approval of a separate special use permit. Lot 3 will eventually be occupied by a new Hollywood casino facility, which will be relocated from its current location. The proposed multifamily dwelling units would be housed within 17 different buildings located in the northeast portion of the overall Rock Run Crossings development. Elevations of the proposed buildings have been included in the agenda packet. The building would be between 2 and 3 stories in height. It would contain approximately 275 one-bedroom and 295 two-bedroom dwelling units. Rents have been indicated to be between $1,500 and $2,000 a month. Each building exterior would be comprised of a mixture of brick and board and batten siding with composition shingles on the rooftops. As proposed, the subject lot would contain more on-site parking than is required by the city's zoning ordinance. A 30-foot wide landscape berm will be located along the west side of the development, east of Rock Run Crossings Drive. A 20-foot wide landscape berm will be located along the north side of the property. The residential component of the development also includes several desirable amenities that would attract market rate tenants. The PUD site contains multiple dog parks, private open green spaces, pedestrian connectivity to sidewalks and trails, gazebos, fire pits, barbecue areas, a cabana building, a yoga platform, a volleyball and bocce ball courts. A centrally located 10,000 square foot clubhouse would include an e-lounge cafe, service kitchen, multiple social areas, a fitness center, and an outdoor pool and sun deck, a courtyard patio with outdoor kitchen grill stations, and a fireside lounge. The preliminary PUD plat was approved with the following waivers from the city's zoning ordinance, which will carry over to the final and recording plats. Section 4791A, proposed density to exceed 10 dwelling units per acre, proposing 17 to 18 dwelling units per acre. Section 4794A, minimum lot area per dwelling unit to be 2,400 square feet. 2,500 square feet is required typically in R5 zone requirements. Section 4717.30E, reduction of stone and brick along front elevations from 100% and side and rear elevations from 50% for multifamily dwelling units. All public improvements will be required by the Public Works and Utilities Departments per the city's zoning ordinance and subdivision regulations. Water and sewer connection fees and development impact fees will be required. Future development must comply with all requirements pursuant to the city's zoning ordinance, landscaping and screening regulations, and unified tree ordinance. The petitioner has come to an agreement with the Joliet Park District on providing a cash fee in lieu payment instead of providing parkland dedication for the final PUD. The Joliet Park District Board intends to approve the fee in lieu offer at its December 19th meeting this month. And that concludes our staff report.
Thank you, Jim. Do we have the petitioner on hand? Swear what you're about to testify is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
I do.
Your name, please?
Jim Teston, Cullinan Properties, 806 Junee Court. I think the staff report covered it very well. Coming back just with the final platting, consistent with the preliminary plats that were approved by council. So happy to answer any questions.
Are there any other questions from any of the commissioners? I have a couple. You guys changed it around quite a bit. Are you guys how many 3-story buildings are gonna be on this?
We've got, of the 17, I believe there are about 11 or 12 that are the three-story buildings.
12 that are 3 stories?
Let me count them up. We do have the plat, so 12 of them are three-story.
Okay, and then of the 3 stories, how many units are on top, I should say? Are we looking at?
Approximately in the range of, say, 20 units on the upper.
20 units? So what do you estimate the amount of people that you would be living in them?
For all of
Just the 3 stories?
just the three stories themselves. And again, mixture of almost a break even between the 1 and 2 bedrooms on those buildings. So if there's approximately 58 units in some of those buildings, you can expect 1 and 2 bedrooms. So you may end up with a couple hundred people, you know, a rough estimate.
Okay. And then on the 3 stories, are you going to put any sprinkler fitters on the 3rd floor?
I think this came up previously, and we will meet all the building code requirements in regards to that the city of Joliet has.
Yeah, are you familiar with the building codes, what they say?
I'm not sure what international code level the city is on right now.
Jim, do you have it?
I don't, but as Jim stated, they'll have to meet whatever the code is.
903-2-11-3, buildings 55 feet or more are required. Your building's just under 55, so you're not.
Right.
Are required to have a sprinkler fit on thing with an occupant load of 30 people or more. Just saying. So also, I noticed, I mean, you guys have changed quite a few things around, but I noticed, you can get it. I want to, you guys note on 3rd floor balconies shall not be allowed on the east elevation for type 3 buildings adjoining to the detention pond.
Yes.
So how many buildings are you looking at for that are that?
Those are the 2 buildings. This was a request of the residents within that area. They were still a little concerned, even though we have a berm in place, it'll be heavily landscaped, and this is still, you know, a couple hundred feet back. They were worried about those balconies facing their properties. So it's those 2 buildings that face that pond.
So if there is a fire, what do the 3rd floor people do? Jump out the window instead?
They still will have operable windows in that area.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions? Do you have a motion for,
I'm gonna make a motion so I can move there.
you want to make a motion to move it? I know, good place to go. PUD 2-22,
Yes. Motion.
Second.
roll call.
Mr. Roosevelt.
Aye.
Mr. Wonderlich.
Aye.
Mr. Cox.
Aye.
Mr. Crompton.
Aye.
Mr. Heath.
Aye.
Mr. Perez.
Aye.
Ms. Rohr. Aye. Mr. Dillon.
No.
So this will go to City Council January 17th with recommendation for approval. Next order of business is old new business, not for final action or recommendation. There is none. Next item would be public comments. This section is for anyone wanting to speak regarding non-agenda items and are allowed a maximum of 4 minutes. Seeing no one left in the crowd here, we can assume nobody wants to speak on that. And then what is left is adjournment, if you'd like.
No one to speak? Get a motion for adjournment?
I'll move.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.